Welcome back to True Story with John Gibson. Today's guest is none other than Sergio Pettis. Sergio, man, thank you for joining me.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, absolutely my pleasure. Sergio and I were just speaking offline, and I was telling him I'm a big fan. So I always try to check the fanboy stuff before, before I do these interviews. But again, it really is my pleasure to talk to you, and I appreciate you finding the time to come on the show.
Hey, thank you for considering me, man. I haven't been doing martial arts too much lately since his injury, so it's always fun to talk about my story and talking about some martial arts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, thank you for that. That's a great place to start, so how are you feeling? You obviously, from a career perspective, on such a high, man, you're in such a great place. And all of a sudden, as life will have it, injury, so how are you feeling? How are you healing? How's it going?
It's going good, man. I'm 10 weeks off from my surgery, so seen some fast recovery. But just like you said, I went from one of the highest highs of my career, getting a spinning back fist knockout, to missing out on a chance of making $1 million, missing out on a chance to compete one whole year. So definitely humbling, man. It's a humbling sport. It's a humbling life in general. It's just kind of reminded me to stay hungry, man. No matter what, at any point, something could switch so quick, and that it kind of happens. So
for sure. Yeah. No, totally true. And again, to that end, ESPN Fight of the Year, awesome highlight reel, beautiful knockout. I mean, it was something that was just poetic. If you're a fight fan, it's awesome. It's very rare that we see these in a career to get those kind of highlight wins, but that was a really awesome fight too. It was for the title. It's not like it was just all fights are important, but it was a very important fight. Again, it had a lot of stakes. You had the tournament on the line as well. So again, there was a lot of probably pressure, but I really appreciate your perspective, man. What gives you the ability to kind of be kind of calm and weather the storm mentally through injury and hardship? Is it just something because your brother fought too, and you've seen the high highs, the low lows, or what helps you give you kind of that maturity?
I just think of years of going through hardships. I had lost my dad at a young age, and so I think a lot from that, man. There's a lot worse that could happen. I could not be here, so I'm still healthy. The only thing that's off is my knee. Other than that, man, I've been doing well. I had to kind of understand the mentality of relaxing and just not getting so depressed. I was depressed for the first 2 to 4 weeks of the injury. Missing out on some big opportunities and not doing my daily motion. So, I took the time to sit back, relax, read some books. Another big thing, I sobered up, actually. I was a pothead for about 10 years, smoking a lot of weed throughout my career. And, this was a blessing in disguise, man. This kind of made me sit back and realize I got to take myself serious, take the sport serious, and just enjoy being me and enjoy every day, be present every day. So I think I'm starting to really understand that through this injury.
Wow. So that's man, that's awesome. I've had a lot of folks on this show. Chris Lieben was on last week again, talking about his sobriety. And I think, and it's funny, one of my questions was going to say, what was it like doing hot box with Mike Tyson? But honestly, I'd rather learn more about this, man. Like, how do you feel now? And for anyone that's considering this, or just you in general, you feel just more clarity, or what made you really decide, hey, I'm going to just put this thing down when we have all the excuses? I'm sore, I'm tired, I need sleep, all those things.
Yeah. I always made a promise to myself that 10 years in that I'd start slowing down. I started at a young age, not at a young age, I started at a later age. I was 19 when I started smoking. So I just was getting caught in a cycle, man, where I'd smoke weed and I'd just be like, dang, you know what? I probably shouldn't be doing this. I could do better. I could live better. And I just kept falling into that cycle every day. And I was a daily smoker, getting high every single second of the day. So, yeah, man, I just really wanted to start appreciating life without that, finding the highs in life, the natural highs, to enjoy being present. I was a zombie for a bit. It's nothing against people who smoke weed, but,
Sure.
If you get high all the time, I think it slowly starts eating you away. It's kind of like that quote. It's like a Post Malone song. It's too much pleasure is pain. And I agree with that. I was giving myself too much pleasure, and eventually it started eating me up away, eating my mentality away, eating my daily routine away. So after this ACL, I really took the time to, clean myself up. And the way I feel now, I'm just like, man, I kind of wish I did this sooner. I feel good. I feel clean. I feel focused. You know, I might not have a goal at the moment, but my goal is to keep on going through this recovery, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So it's been a blessing, man. Blessing in disguise, this whole ACL injury.
And Sergio, you're like, and this is on the show publicly, you're officially my favorite fighter. Man, I'm
Thanks,
so
man.
impressed with you.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
man, I
Thank you,
always
man.
liked you, you know, so like your brother's closer to my age, and I always really appreciated how you both, I lost my father at a young age too. So that always resonated with me, you know, always, I was like, I love these guys. And, but I hate to pick, right? Who cares? I'm not picking, but I always favored you because I also know I'm a little brother. So I know it's like to get big timed and to get like what that's like too. And to also maybe have an expectation after an older sibling in a sport. So I always looked after you. Like I rooted for you. Like I was very invested in your success.
Thank you.
And it's just crazy to hear this whole other chapter of your life where you're at now. It's even more impressive. It's just awesome, man. I'm very happy for you. This is really great.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you. And just like you said, you know how it has been the younger brother. So I've gone through a lot of challenges and a lot of battles, a lot of self battles, man. A lot of just like dealing with pessimistic thoughts, just a lot of self doubt, and obviously doubt from the outside world. You know, you'll never be as good as your brother. You'll never be as big as your brother. And I learned to really shut all that up and, you know, really just enjoy being me. So definitely proud of myself throughout the years of just overcoming self obstacles. So blessings, man, blessings.
Absolutely. Was there a moment for you in the career, like so far in your career, you're far from done, but were you able to kind of feel like self-realized, like regardless of your brother or any other expectation? I mean, were you like, damn it, I belong here and I'm one of the best? Like, did you ever have that moment?
Yeah, man, I think personally it was when I came off my back-to-back losses. You know, I realized the maturity I had and the mentality I had to stay focused and to stay on the journey to keep on striving for better. You know, that's what I really enjoy about this career and about martial arts is you got to keep on striving to be the best you and the best person that you could be on the daily. So yeah, martial arts has really changed me, man. I'm really very blessed to have a career in martial arts and to have been doing it my whole life. But yeah, after my 2 back-to-back losses, I really made a promise to myself, you know, that I was going to take myself serious and take the sport serious. And since then, I'm 5 years or back-to-back 5 wins, haven't lost since then. So yeah, I'm really, I feel like I'm on a roll, man. And the only thing that stopped me right now is this injury. I was going to have a really good year of competition, but I think this injury is going to get me to that next level. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good time to hit a pause, just strengthen. Like you said, you know, the goal right now is to focus on healing and just taking your time with that. And honestly, use this as the break while everybody's grinding. They're also grinding themselves into the ground. You know, that's part of this. That's what we sign up for, right? As athletes. So yeah, so just I think you're in a great headspace. Enjoy this time in your life, sort of this time. There's that pup.
Yeah.
I love it.
Trying to make an appearance.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Sergio and I were talking about our pit bulls offline briefly. And that's great, man. Let me ask you this too, you know, in kind of preparation for our conversation, again, I haven't missed a fight in years, you know, I really haven't, but I haven't looked at your whole career either until the other day. And you're one of the most well-rounded fighters. I knew that for sure of your generation, but I guess the question is, did you always intend on fighting MMA? Because your BJJ is really great, like really good. I mean, you're just well-rounded. You're good at every spot. And it's not like you went to Rufus and you became a good kickboxer. You're great everywhere. So was that always the choice or was that the objective?
Honestly, I never thought that I would take MMA as a career very serious. Not to this stage. I didn't think I'd get to this stage. You know, when I grew up, I was very soft. I had a lot of anxiety. I was afraid of everything. So I always thought, you know, maybe that wasn't for me. I was just training to get tougher and to become, you know, like more of a man at the time. And helping my brother Anthony at a young age prepare for these fights made me realize I like this sport. I like competing, and I like to, you know, to see how far I can take it. And man, so yeah. It slowly started to come together. I didn't really like wrestling or jiu-jitsu at a young age. I thought I was going to be a striker. You know, like you said, coming from Rufus sport, I was preparing for a kickboxing career. And I just started enjoying the other sports, man. I started really enjoying jiu-jitsu and enjoying wrestling and blending everything together. I thought that was the coolest part about it. uh, you're blending these styles.
That's really surprising in every way. I had no idea, man. I thought for sure, like, you know, it's like I rewatched your first fight, like that CFC 7. You beat the crap out of this dude named Kyle, like your first pro fight. Anyway, I don't know if you had amateur fights before
Yeah.
but I mean, I was like, man, for sure, this guy is like MMA. Like it's so interesting. Yeah, that's really cool to see that those tools developed, I guess, as you went. Wow, that's really impressive. That's wow. Were you encouraged by your brother? Did he think like, man, you got some talent here?
Yeah. Well, actually, my coach Duke and Anthony, they're like, man, I think you could do something with it. You know, just keep going with the journey. And I came to a point in my life at the age of 18 where I was like, I don't know if I want to go to college because I'm not sure what I want to really pursue in education. So Duke was like, you know what, you're going to go to the University of Rufus-Sport and let's try this fighting thing out. And so, yeah, I just started striving for that at a young age, 18. I started getting, seeing some success with some wins and racking up some W's in my first 2 years of fighting. And then I got signed to the UFC, about 2 years later, 2 years later.
Wow, it was so fast. Yeah, that's wild to think. Yeah, man, you should go
into
acting. 20. Like, I feel like you should definitely act because for somebody who went into the sport to like man up, like you like faked it really well. Like you were always so stoic and like you look like Fedor. Like you always look pretty unfazed. Like that's so funny. Wow.
I mean, we are actors at the end of the day, man. I mean, a lot of us, I feel like, are just, normal people. And then we get in there, something switches, that competition just comes out of us.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that's great. That's awesome. So kind of like one other thing I had here, just, while we mentioned it too, I had a note too. Do you recall your first fight, like what that experience was? Like,
yeah, I remember it. Oh, to a T, man. I remember to a T. I was about 3 weeks after I just turned 18. We go out to Canada. I get my first MMA fight, and I've had a couple kickboxing fights before. Then I was 4-0 in kickboxing, and then I had 2 amateur MMA fights. One when I was 15, and then one when I was 16. Oh. And and then I just went straight into the pros at the age of 18 years old, and it was amazing, man. Just to get my first check and to be 18, I could buy beer in Canada. So I bought my coach a beer. I drank some beer, and I was like, man, this is really cool. This is a great sport. And obviously coming off of a W, just like you get addicted. It's a addicting sport, just like any other sport, jiu-jitsu, basketball, football. You see all your hard work pay off. You're like, man, this is it. This is fun.
Yeah. All right, now fast forward, and then I can let you go after this question. But fast forward, man, and new Bellator champion belt. Boom. What is that feeling like? What was that? Did you know the day of? Did you feel it? That was a heck of a fight too. Like, I mean, what was that like? I mean, boom, world champ.
Man, it felt good. Everything that I visualized and all the hard work that I paid into the sport, it paid me back finally. I was able to go out there and really just be in the moment, be present. I remember every single second of that fight. I remember how Juan Archuleta's breath smelled. Like it was it was such a cool experience, man. And I had my brother in my corner. I was in his corner when he won the UFC belt in Milwaukee. I was like 19 at the time. So to have him be in my corner this time and to see me get my belt, it was just like, it was a humbling moment. My mom back in the day, she had a dream way before we started competing in MMA that 2 of her sons were being honored for having some type of medal. And at the time we thought it was Taekwondo because we were competing in Taekwondo. And, it happened in MMA. So it was almost like her dream kind of came true and our dream together was just brought into reality. So it was a spiritual moment. Very beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. Your mom manifested that. Wow.
Yeah, man. She really did.
Man, that's beautiful. Man, that's awesome. All right. Well, last question here. Where can people find you? If they have questions or, want to encourage you with the healing process and all, what's the best place? Is it just social media?
Yeah, social media. Honestly, I'm more on my Instagram and Twitter nowadays. I try to neglect all that while I was going through my fight camps and training camps. That now that I have time, I'm trying to get better at that side of the game, be more social and just reaching back out to fans. I had a lot of people that reached out to me that I kind of just neglected because I was, like I said, I was just so focused on the goal. But yeah, so Sergio Pettis at Instagram, Twitter, hit me up. Would love to talk to all you guys.
Man, thank you again, Sergio. This was totally a pleasure for me. I appreciate you finding the time to come on the show. Again, man, my pleasure.
Hey, John, thank you so much, man. I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. This is True Story, John Gibson, Sergio Pettis.